Hey there. Good morning. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday morning in Houston, Texas. We have sunshine and 27 degrees. Boy, is that rare for Texas. But anyway, we have a wonderful show lined up for you today. We have my dear friend Ola Joseph. We've known each other almost 20 years. We found each other, if you will, in networking back in Houston many, many years ago. And he is just one of the most dynamic young men I've ever met. I call him young because I'm old. Anyway, he's here with us this morning. Good morning, Ola.
Good morning,
Good
Lady
morning.
Lewis. How are you?
I am wonderful, and I know you are. And my co-host today, of course, is Marion LaSalle. Good morning, Marion.
Good morning and welcome to
Good
the Daily
morning.
Reset for Success show.
Yay! That's who we are. We love this little show. We come to you almost every day, and the times will vary. Today, of course, was a good early morning day. Sometimes we're in the afternoon or the evening, and you can find us on your favorite podcast app also. So know that under the Natural Curiosity logo, if you will, and that's how you'll find us on Facebook and YouTube. So, Ola, we are going to be talking about financial literacy. And what exactly does that mean?
Financial literacy means being educated when it comes to matters of money. People work hard for money. Everybody wakes up every day, they get in their cars, they zoom through the freeways and rushing here and there all day long. Doing what? Working. Looking for what? Looking for money. But the key question is how many people really know how to make money work for them?
Not many.
Not
I know
many.
it's
So,
always a scary thought when you think about what should I do with my money? Am I supposed to pay myself first? No, I don't have enough. I've got to. Well, yeah, money is a panic situation for most Americans.
yes, that is the reason why you see the financial industry as a whole doesn't give people the opportunity to learn how to make money work for them. So our company decided to launch that campaign. We call it National Financial Literacy Campaign, which is here on my button and right here on this flyer right here.
Wow.
National Financial Literacy Campaign. And what we do primarily is to help people understand how money works and how they can actually build a strong financial foundation for themselves. As I will likely mention later, people buy a phone, they insure it, they buy a house, they insure it, they buy a car, they insure it. But ask them, how much coverage do they have on themselves? A lot of people don't have anything. They protect everything except the owner of those things. That's lack of financial education.
Well, Ola, do you do classes or how does that work?
Yes, we do free financial literacy classes every Saturday in our offices here at 550 Post Oak Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77027. You come in here every Saturday at 10 a.m., you sit down, you get a textbook which is called Saving Your Future. And then you get also a workbook for our financial literacy program, and you sit down and learn for free. In fact, if I open this book right now, you see my writing everywhere. The first question there is money controlling you or do you control your money?
Oops, that's a big question.
We know
Yes.
the answer.
Okay. So for many
Money
people,
controls us.
money controls them. If you go to a restaurant and you first have to check what the price is before you choose the menu, money is controlling you. If it's 27 degrees out there, you don't feel like stepping out of your house, but you have to go to work because you need the money for bills, money is controlling you. So these are some of the things that we help people understand. I was talking to a lady the other day and I said, she's about 54. And I said, what time do you plan to retire? And she said, Well, I guess by 70, because I'll still have energy to travel to do all those things. And I said, what stops you from retiring today? She said, well, retirement age is 65. I said, that's just a number given to you, put in your head. You can retire anytime, any day, if you had all the money you need. But if you don't have money, you can still be working at 80. So age has nothing to do with retirement. It has everything to do with money.
Ooh.
And then she said, oh, and
I,
that's the truth. That's
yeah,
the basic truth.
it's a huge truth. And I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of us think about it like that.
No,
Now,
people
take
don't think
someone
about it.
like me. Now, I don't want to retire. The only reason I probably would retire would be because I don't feel well or I just can't get around anymore because I love working. But I understand what you're saying. We have this number in our head, 65. It was planted in our head early on, and we were
Mhm.
supposed to work until that day, and we should have enough money to sustain us the rest of our life. If we quit working at 65, we get our social security, we get our pension, or we should have had savings of some sort. But I don't think most people have that luxury anymore. I overheard a conversation the other day with people that were working at Shell, and one lady had worked there until just a few months ago, so she could get her pension, her full pension. And she said nobody coming in now even will have a pension. There's no more of that. It's been cut off, right? So for those people that are younger than me, what are they going to do? They're going to have to learn how to control their money instead of having their money control them, right?
Yes, yes. Let me piggyback to what you just said. We should have had some savings. Okay? Guess what? Only about 59% of the population say they have some savings, and that includes people with $20 in their bank account.
That's savings, $20.
Yes, 33% of Americans don't have any savings. More than 77 million of the people don't pay their bills on time. 39% of the people carry credit card debt up to $16,000 by the family, by each family. Each family has about $16,000 in credit card debt. It
Oh,
will surprise you to know that we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but we always have money problems. Why? We go back to the same thing, lack of financial education. Now, you mentioned pension, you mentioned social security. I'm sorry to say, in our book here, we have what we call three-legged stool, which you might be able to see. Okay, the three-legged stool is personal savings, which I just mentioned. Only 59% of the people say they have savings. You also have pension. Most companies did away with pension long time ago. People don't have pensions anymore. They only have 401k, which when market crashes, 401k can become 101k. Social Security.
right.
Social Security is already bankrupt. There is nothing there. And with the problem that we're having right now, I was listening to the radio as I drove home last night, and many companies are scared now because most of them depend on what's coming in from China. Their manufacturers, their factories, and all those things are in China, but all those areas are being sealed off because of the coronavirus. Now they are suffering here. Chances are that they'll begin to lay people off because we don't know what's going to happen from day to day. So mentioning that people want to retire, yes, everybody wants to have a comfortable retirement, but very few people have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
Well, Ola, if person had the income, say a monthly or weekly income, what would be a good percentage or something like that of what would be comfortable when they retire, a percentage of savings out of their paycheck every week or two? What would be a good percentage to save?
It's difficult to say because everybody has a different need. What my need will be when I retire will be different from what your needs are when you retire
Well,
because I may be dealing with some issues. I may have a big house that I have to pay a lot of money to heat up or to cool down. So each person should look at himself or herself and say, okay, what do I need? And we can't really put a figure in it unless you have a large sum of money, because inflation is there, taxes will be there, cost of healthcare, cost of living, and anything that you can think about will be there to take away your money. So actually, when you look at the formula for wealth, we need money, we need time, then your rate of return. Where do you put your money? What return are you getting from your savings or from your investments? If your returns are negative, you are losing money right off the bat. If your returns are positive, maybe you are making money. Then you have to take inflation and taxes into account, because inflation will eat away your money. We call it silent killer. Okay, it will take away your money. Taxes, you have to pay taxes. But there are good news. One of them is that there are places you can actually put your money, and when it is time for you to get that money out, maybe 10, 15, 20 years from now, or when you retire, you don't pay taxes, there are no penalties. Your money is guaranteed to grow. And in addition to that, you have what we call protection. Protection means that if for any reason you fall sick, you become disabled, you can't go to work for, let's say, 90 days, your money that you've been putting away for these years will begin to take care of you in what we call long-term care. All those things are part of what we teach people here so that they know where to put their money to get the best return they can get for their money. So that's one of the ways to put your money to work for you.
Okay. I have, I want to talk a little bit about your comment about China and how a virus, I think it is keeping everybody from wanting anybody from China to come here.
Yeah.
My one of the companies that's in my suite is owned by Chinese. It's a Chinese company, and they're coming in with the mask on, and I'm like, okay, just don't come to work, please. If because they're shopping and eating in Chinatown, and things are coming over from China, and people are
Mhm.
really starting to panic. So I never gave it any thought that that would cause problems with our money. So there's so many different things that are going on. So if you can't bring anything in from the outside world, we have to try to be self-sufficient. So this is kind of like a wake-up call. It's not kind of like it is a wake-up call for us to be more resistant to outside influences and help ourselves. So what you're telling us is that you have a school where people can go and learn a little bit more about how to handle your money instead of your money handling you, which I think is a very good opportunity. You're here
Yes.
in the Houston area. Now we have people that are watching and listening to our show. Is there a place online where they can go to get more information?
Yes, there are places online that they can do that, but we actually tend to shy away from that. Reason being that the other day I was at a restaurant in Southwest Houston, and I was talking to a guy, and he said, well, do you have any website? I said, yes, we do have a website. Then I gave him a copy of my flyer, and he said, let me go read this. I'll give you a call. I said, man, I don't believe you for a second. He looked at me funny. I said, let me ask you, how many conferences, workshops, seminars that you have ever attended in your life? And they gave you a bag full of information that you brought home and set that bag in the corner of your room or your office. And that bag was there for a whole year until one day you got angry and you tossed the whole thing. He said, many. I said, do you know why? Because nobody sat down with you to make the information in that bag relevant to you as a person. So you had no idea what to do with the information they gave you. We don't waste money on websites and all those things. We want to sit down with you one on one to discuss with you so that we know where you are and we know where you want to go. and then serve as your GPS to take you from where you are to where you want to go. If I give you all these books, you probably won't read them. If I send you to the website, by the time you click one thing, 10 million entries show up on your face, and you don't even know why you went to that website in the first place. So we like to sit with people. We have a card here that we call Finance 101. And in the Finance 101, we have series of questions. Let me read the first four there. It says, do you want to learn how to how to fund your child's college or university costs? Do you want to learn more about how money works and how to build a stronger financial foundation? Are you interested in making more money on a part-time basis? Do you want to explore a new business career in the fast-growing financial industry? Those are some questions for solutions. Other questions, are you benefiting from the current economy? Are you concerned about any of the following? One, too many bills or debts, lack of savings for retirement, lack of preparation for your kids' college education, not having enough protection in the case of disability, long-term illness, or even death? Do you support children, aging parents, or other dependents? Are you concerned about the future of your job or your career? Do you feel that concepts involving insurance, debt, inflation, tax, and other financial services are confusing? These are some of the questions we help people answer when they come here. But if I throw this out there, people will read, they have no clue. Then the next thing, the phone rings and their attention is taken away and they forget about the reason they went to the website in the first place. So what we do is meet people. Right in front of me here, we have a hall, a classroom where people come and sit down and learn. We do it every Saturday. So if you miss one class, there are others that you can get. And what are some of the classes we teach? I have it here, how to increase cash flow. Yes, we have a lot of information, how to increase cash flow, how to get out of debt, how to build a strong financial foundation. And I'm reading from there right now. Okay, how to have proper protection, how to prepare for your retirement, how to build wealth and understand investments. So these are some of the things that we help people understand. So each person has a different need. We don't make one size fits all. That's why we invite people to come.
Well, Ola, if the person who is interested does not live in the Houston area, could you do this on a Zoom call or Skype?
Yes,
See
yes,
there?
on Zoom, and also our offices are spread all over the United States and Canada. We have more than 7,000 offices in the United States and Canada. If somebody gives me his zip code, I will only need to search in the area within 5 or 10 mile radius. Wherever that person lives, there is a financial office that that person can go to and learn.
Okay, so I would really prefer if you tell us stories. Okay, so
Okay.
we know that you want to talk to us one on one, and we know how important money is. But let's get into something that is very interesting, which is stories. So tell us a couple of stories, Ola.
Okay. Let me start with my own story. As you already know, I have written 14 books. These are some of my books there, 14 of them that I've written over the years. I was making good money, but like I said, I had no clue what to do with my money. As a sailor, I was spending money like a drunken sailor, which I was when I was in the military. Okay. And most of the time, I would come out with some money and then spend it off. 2 weeks later, I'm looking around, okay, where's the next check coming from? Until somebody came to my office one day and handed me a copy of this book. And I read the book. She promised she was coming back to me in 4 days. But the following day, I called her and I said, can I see you? How much is this book? She said, it's free, but you have to do something to get it for free. And I said, what do I have to do? She said, I'll have to come to you and discuss the book with you. So she came and we discussed. And I realized that I was clueless when it comes to managing my money. I work for the money. I should be the one managing the money. But when I give it to somebody else to manage for me, I have no clue. There's a place there where it says we contribute to our 401k and hope somebody will take care of it for us. We put money in the bank and let bank give us 0.01%.
Yeah.
When they are making 10, 20, 30, even 50% interest on it for them. Okay, so I decided to come to learn. I came to class. I began to learn how to manage my money. I began to learn how to put money away. You see, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep. And how much you keep is not as important as where you keep it, because that's what is going to help you amass a lot of money at the end of the day. But people don't know any of these things. And so I began to learn one day at a time. And from there, one day I realized that I could actually own a business in the financial industry. You see, I speak with a foreign accent. If I go to Chase or any of these companies, they probably won't hire me because I don't fit their profile. But here I am, owning my own business within the financial industry. So not only did I learn, now I go out and share what I have learned with people, helping them to do the same thing I do, manage your money and prepare yourself for your future financially. Because as Bill Gates will say, you are not free until you are financially free. So that's my story, and we have thousands of stories. If you come to our office here, you see people who cannot even speak good English. They learn how to make their money work for them. They learn how to get out of debt. They learn how to find and save more money. They learn how to understand investment and build wealth. And they learn how to protect and preserve their money. These are the things that we teach people in our classes. I'm sorry to say, but many of these celebrities, they only have money, they don't know how to manage it. Many of them die without a will, without a trust. You've read about them. That's lack of financial education. If you don't protect your money, somebody is coming to take it away from you. Anybody can show up and say, yeah, he looked at me when he was playing or when he was playing his guitar or something. Now, everybody is tied up in court.
Mhm.
If you have financial education, you will take care of those things.
And well, Ola, can you also help people with a will?
Yes, will, trust, power of attorney, advanced medical directives. These
Oh,
are all the things that we help people do. I don't have to do everything. I just have to know, okay, this person is specialized, is licensed to do it. And you get a license to do what we do. We don't just show up and start doing something. We are all licensed. And the beauty of it is that I'm not only licensed in Texas, I'm licensed in about 3 states right now, and I can be licensed in all the 50 states if I had clients there or team members.
yeah, because I know a family member's father refused, absolutely refused to make a will. And
Hmm.
he was worth a lot of money. And
Oh,
when he did pass without the will, the family had hell to pay, if you will excuse the language, because they had to go to court, like you said,
mhm,
and fight and
mhm.
figure it out and spend a lot of money on lawyers that they didn't really have because they couldn't touch the money. It was all tied
Yeah.
up. And it's a
Mhm.
nightmare. And I know so many people are fearful of making a will. I don't know what that's about because that's protection for your family.
You see, people don't know that once they start working, some people will say, well, I don't have houses, I don't have more than one car or anything. If you have $100 in your bank account, you are an estate and you need a will. Because if you don't have a will, somebody will contest that. In fact, we suggest that you have a trust, because a will go to probate and somebody can challenge your will and tie it down right there in the court. But if you have a trust, and there are different levels whereby you can put your stuff in there. You remember O.J. Simpson last time when he got in trouble? They couldn't touch his money because he put that money where nobody could touch it. Okay, so all these things are there. If you know them, you can use them and take advantage of them. But if you don't, Let's say I don't make it home tonight. Who makes decision for me when I go to the hospital? That's advanced medical directives. Everybody should have that.
Oh, I know. And so many
Everybody,
people don't even know it exists.
exactly. That's why we teach people all these things. Advanced medical directives. If you can't make a decision for yourself, who speaks for you? Who says this is what daddy wants? What this is what my uncle wants? But if you don't have it written down somewhere, cost will make a decision for you. These are the things that we help people understand their importance and that people should have them. They don't cost much. They cost less than people spend when they go to eat in the restaurant. But people don't know. Because people don't know, they don't do them.
Wow. That's big, Ola. That is huge. That you're kind of like a one-stop shopping.
Thank you. That's the word. You see, when you go into Walmart, you see goods, all items, everything. But guess what? Walmart does not make any good, doesn't manufacture anything. But you can go there and buy anything, just about anything. If you
That's
go on
right.
Amazon.com, Amazon.com doesn't manufacture anything, doesn't have a factory, but you can go there and buy anything you want. The same thing with us. We are a one-stop shop of anything in the financial industry. We are all specialized. You see, all these manufacturers, all these product manufacturers and services, they come to us, they train us, and they give us licenses to go and market their products. So when I sit with you, I'm not thinking I want to sell you stuff. I want to educate you. When I educate you and find out what you need, then I look at one or two companies and make a suggestion or recommendation. When you go buy from them, they pay me. So I don't have to teach anything to you. I don't have to force you or try to sell you on anything. All I have to do is educate you. When you know what you need and why you need it, you will take action.
So they can make an appointment with you and just sit down
Definitely.
one-on-one, or the family, like the husband and wife or whatever, and you
Yes.
advise them, and
Mhm.
you don't charge for the advice. You
No,
you make your money when you sell a policy or do a will or
exactly.
something like that. So
Exactly.
it's the most beautiful thing. You give first, and then
Education.
see your ulterior motive is not there. It's the education that you want people to have, and I'm sure
Exactly.
not everybody buys from you, but it still comes back to you in other ways that you know you've helped somebody understand.
Yes, I was with a family in Richmond, Texas, last week, Saturday. They had two children who are in middle school. And I said, are you ready for college? They said, heck no. I said, they are going to college, aren't they? The woman said yes. I said, how are you going to pay? She said, I have no idea. I said, but who is going to pay? She said, we. I said, what if I can show you how to send them to college for free? She said, free? I said, yes.
Free.
If you know where to look, the money is there. If you know where to look, you can send your children to school for free. And she said, I need to know. We do that here.
Wow.
We show you how to make your money work for you, how to send your children to school for free. If you have an elderly parent, how you can take care of that person well, rather than depending on the nursing home to take care of your parents and things like that. You can take care of your parents. You just have to plan ahead. That's what it means.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness, this has just been so fun, Ola. Thank you for sharing all this with us.
My pleasure.
I can't believe our time is just gone. Every time we use it up so quickly. But the information was fantastic.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us today, Ola. I'm going to put your phone number and your contact information up on the screen. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast, I'm going to repeat it out loud. So this has been Ola Joseph, and his phone number, how about that? He's giving you his direct phone number, 713-471-6812. So I suggest that you give him a call and see if you can at least talk to him on the phone, if not meet him in person. And if you're not in the area, then you could have a Skype or a Zoom call where you can actually see each other and talk. And also, he can refer you to someone in your area. So, thank you again for joining us. This has been the Daily Reset for Success show. We're here almost every single day. Thank you to our co host, Lady Lou, and thank you to our guest, Ola Joseph. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. God
Thank
bless. Thank
you.
you. Have a great day.